Hi, Cappies. Hi, how are you? This is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you here are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, my friends. How are you doing on this fine evening or whenever you're watching this? I hope everyone is safe and well. I just want to take the time to really thank you for being here, for listening to those readings, and listening for the channeled guidance that is coming through. Also, thank you very much for liking the videos, sharing, subscribing, and for your beautiful comments. I love to read your comments, and so do other people as well. So knock yourselves out. Whoa, if you wish to. It's a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you, Capricorns. Please only take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because that means it's for somebody else. Oh, first card wants to talk strongly, like can't even wait to come out, and then all of a sudden quiet. That's interesting. All of a sudden quiet. Of course, I already pre-shuffled all of your cards, my friends, and induced them with your energies, and we have two guardian angel cards out already, right? One I'll read here, and one I'll read over on Vimeo or Patreon as to your extended, and they really don't want to talk. Okay, you know what? We'll start with that one and we'll see how we go. That's interesting that there's only one card and we can't see it yet. And that's all you get, Capricorn. So that's very much denoting to your position right now. That's all you get for right now. Because often when information is coming through and being revealed to us, it comes in pieces because that's how much we can take at that certain time. And sometimes when we work through that one piece, then a lot of other information is coming in too, or makes a lot more sense all of a sudden just because of that one informative piece. So let's go and see what that is. Oh my God, you've got the 10 of Cups. Wow. So that's emotional fulfillment to the fullest. There is it doesn't get higher, right? This is total bliss, total happiness, just emotionally, just like your cup is overflowing, right? Your cup runneth over is what I meant to say. Your cup runneth over, and that of the other person too, if we're talking about that. But whatever is emotional fulfillment for you, that could be being by yourself also, of course, right? Being in a family, being with friends, being in a job that really gives you sense, direction, and purpose. It's all of those things. And either you're standing in it right now, or it's a reminder that this is where you're going. What else? My eyes are being drawn to the castle that's on the card. So something home. Something home. Oh, and we have the Queen of Swords next for you. That is someone who really knows how to stand their ground. Holy moly. And this is... This is the energy. What I'm getting is like really protective female energy here regarding the home, regarding self, regarding what you, Capricorn, see as your emotional fulfillment. It's much like no one dares step near that because it is mine, because I worked for it. I put a lot of hard work in here to make it to this point, right? Of course, that also involves, the Queen of Swords doesn't show up like that, right? The Queen of Swords is always a self-made woman or a self-made man, right? Respectively, not gender specific here at all. Yeah, so something happened in your life that caused you to step into your Queen of Swords. Now you can either, when these situations are presented to you, you can either crumble and fall, which you might have done for a time, and that's totally fine. But you didn't stay there. You moved out of that and you really showed up for yourself, for your own life here. To some of you, lavender is really important. Maybe to calm yourself down. Maybe you're a bit stressed at the time as well. So lavender, the essence of lavender. Being around lavender also, because the more fine-tuned you get into these energies, the more... It's so interesting that I brought these in today, right? That's, I believe... I don't know what the name is for those, but just being near them when they're still alive, right, is enough for those that have the receptors for it already, because the more light quotient comes into our body, right? Light quotient is the portion of light that actually fits in our body. The more we become receptive to plants, to animals, and you'll be so surprised, and to everything else, right, surrounding us that holds vibration, because our own vibration is amped up. We then are able to perceive so much more of the vibration around us, okay? So lavender in this case is not just lavender, it's a whole story. That's cool. So you have to just stand next to lavender, and that'll be enough for you to receive the healing benefits of lavender. But of course, if you use essence, like essential oils or something like that, that'll be super helpful for you, okay? And this could be specific. Wind in her hair is what I'm getting, whatever that means to you. You may be working with wind energy currently here, Capricorn. If that's not what you're doing, there's a call or a reminder for you that that's what you can actually do. You can call on the elements to assist you in your task. Interesting. You have the Ace of Pentacles here, which denotes to a new beginning. And this is something that is given by Spirit. And that may feel a little bit scary to you. Excuse me. Yeah, just because it's new. Anything new can be frightening, especially to our nervous system. Maybe that's why the lavender's here, right? Because there's so much newness coming in, and it's a true offer of stability, really, that is coming in here for you, the beginnings of it. But you don't read it as such. For you, this could be felt like an intrusion, or as something where you're just like, I don't want to feel it. I don't want this, really. Because this may threaten what I have. I don't want to lose what I have, right? But you're not losing it. It just becomes more stable in a much different way here. That's what Spirit is saying. But it looks like you're not so inclined to take that offer right now. Not in this case right here. And they're also drawing my eye to the 3 bracelets that she has. To me, that could be mind, body, and soul. Or it could indeed be that you, like myself, have bracelets. And it's funny because we do these things intuitively. I totally, in the beginning, when I started to wear bracelets, which I didn't do for the longest time, I wore certain colors, or my nail polish, totally intuitive, red and blue. It's so funny. And right now, I just noticed this morning, I have 2 somewhat reddish bracelets and 2 blue ones. And that's no coincidence. They switch according to, and I noticed myself just doing it, just like that. Whoever is more present inside myself. So whether it's the male component, the divine masculine, or the divine feminine being more present, because these 2 colors represent just that. So there could be something to be making you more aware of what you just do like that, right? And that's a strong indication where you're at. And if you're a man and don't necessarily put on nail polish, although you could, right? You can watch that too, like what kind of a color am I drawn to, and then look that up, because that is a strong indicator already of it. And again, Spirit is really here to bring you more stability, a stability possibly that you, what I'm just hearing is unheard of, a stability that is unheard of. But again, of course, that can be threatening to parts of ourselves, or that can frighten parts of ourselves, right? But not the whole being, never the whole being. There's always a part that says, yay, let's go for it. And it's kind of our job, if we're on that journey, and if we're willing to stay on that journey, exactly, that's exactly it, to kind of go along with that, right? And to really bring out those other parts, but not neglect the ones that are fearful here, but really to look at what's going on, because again, it's an invitation. And we have another Pentacle card. You have the Knight of Pentacles. That's the one with the armor. That's the one that is resistant here also. That's part of yourself. Absolutely. And again, they're drawing my eye to the flowers. So if you felt drawn to flowers or herbs for some reason, right? Because there's a lot of medicinal plants out there that we have forgotten about. So this could be a special message for some of you out there. Also just to connect to the plant and animal realm more. So this is part of yourself, a younger part of yourself, of course, right? Because the Queen is older or more mature than the Knight. Yeah, and then your next card is the Knight of Rods, which is also defensive, because this is my card for being defensive, but really holding on to something, like really, again, not wanting to let it go. But again, these are younger energies that want to be incorporated, or that are a bit fearful, because the Queen knows, right? The Queen knows she's not quite the Empress yet, that is just free and lets it go, right? And is so abundant. But the Queen knows more than the Knights, that's for sure, because she's just more mature. So it's your job to find those inner personas, those inner identities, and really get in touch with them here. And ask them, what do you need? What do you need, Knight with the armor underneath? What do you need? Right? And then listen. What does this inner person need? Same with this one. Why are you holding on so tightly to something that you can already feel, or part of you can already feel wants to move? Because first of all, things are meant to move. They're not meant to stay stagnant. They're not meant to stay one way, because everything is ever evolving. That's the constant in life. Everything is ever evolving. So even if that is gorgeous and beautiful, there's more gorgeousness and beauty to come into your life, right, Capricorn? Much more expanded, and that's it. And for that expansion, so that you can feel it and own it and step into it, again, there's something about the light quotient that is trying to, or that is raising within yourself. So again, old is being purged and new light is coming in, or new light is coming, old is being purged, right? And then there's a sense of you, it's your turn to fill that, to really visualize what it is that you want in your life. Like as you go forward, how could that expansion look like? What could that be? Because Spirit, again, is very much here to assist you. And what's happening now is very interesting, because we're switching right in the middle. I didn't finish that line here with the tarot, and we're switching right to the Wildwood Tarot, which is interesting. That hasn't happened before either. If you're interested to check out the picture, it's over on Instagram at universalpowertarot. You're most welcome to check these out, as well as the little animated videos I put on over there that I hope you guys enjoy. So at Universal Power Tarot. By the way, I'm currently open for private readings, so if you would like to get some clarity on your situation, go ahead and reach out to me, universalpowertarot@gmail.com. You can also find it down in the description box below. You have the Archer with the number 7 as your next card. That's exactly it. That's been right on target, right on the mark. That's interesting, because Sagittarius had just that card here. Let me find out more. That was about manifestation, exactly like what we said. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Some of you may indeed practice archery, my friends. And it looks like we're going to have a lot of oracle cards out in your extended. So that should be very interesting, because then a lot of channeling is most likely coming in and letting you know, like straight up. So these are big energies, I presume, and I can already feel them, that will be coming in. Wow, in the extended. So with the Archer, it's almost like the Queen of Swords, and it's right underneath the Queen of Swords is what I'm getting. So ready, so... oh, I'm there, says Capricorn. I'm ready to defend myself. I'm ready to go for what I want. And the thing, though, here is, with that, and ready to release, but something is holding you back here. Something is holding you back. You can't quite. Maybe something is in front of you, much like the first card, you don't really see it. Something is in front, and you know that behind that, whatever is obstructing your sight is your goal, is your target. But somehow it's much like if there's a card in between and you're just like, I want to hit that camera, right? And you just can't right now because your view is obstructed, and that is Spirit sitting right there. It's almost like they're coming in offering you stability, but in the form of an obstacle, and that can be very annoying. And you're just like, move to the side, I already know where I'm going. That's exactly that energy from the first card. Move to the side. I don't want this. That's the Queen of Swords, right? I don't want this. I already have that right there. I know what I want. But there's a huge difference between knowing what you want and knowing what you need, right? And there's always that higher perspective of when Spirit is coming in and says, no, dear child, there is a greater plan in action, and it is meant for everybody involved. And you'll see as the plan unfolds, Capricorn, what Spirit has in mind for you here, right? Because there's a greater plan unfolding. It's not just us as individuals, it's all of us. And that's so interesting because we have several people in here that are involved, right? Not just one person. And again, I'm not saying that there are any egotistical motives or anything like that involved. Please don't misunderstand here. That's not at all the case, because this looks very harmonious and very cool. However, Spirit is still stepping in and saying, hey, we're obstructing this for a reason, because we need to show you something, and then see after we showed you if that's still what you want, right? If that's still what you want, or whether you decide after a while, wow, I actually never wanted that. I mean, not the emotional fulfillment, I don't mean that, but sometimes we really want something like a huge house, a car, I don't know, a bigger bed or something like that. And then all of a sudden we realize once we get those things that that's not where emotional fulfillment lies. That's not where our security lies, because we will want more things, bigger things after that if we don't get that point clear, if we don't get clear within ourselves, if that makes any sense. Because once we're clear, we want much different things, and we realize that's not actually what we wanted. We just try to get it externally instead of really sorting that out within ourselves. And Spirit is saying, hey, Capricorn, there is something, I have something much, much better for you. Yes, it'll require work. Thank you for asking. Yes, it will require work. And it will require you to step away and step away from what you're doing, because you can stand there with your bow all day long, but that obstacle is going to stay. Okay? What time is it? Okay. And that might, with the Four of Vessels, with boredom, that might really piss you off. That might be like, Spirit, kind of like that, right? Your reaction, which is totally fine. Totally fine. Definitely not judging over here. Absolutely not. Yeah, exactly. And that's that. Look, she is not noticing that there's water being poured in these two amphors. Do you say like these two pots, amphors? She doesn't notice because she's a little pissed off. She's just like sitting there. It's much like the Four of Cups, which it is. Oh my God. I never made that connect. It is the Four of Cups. Oh my God, that is so funny. Where indeed Spirit is offering you something that's precisely that. I never interpreted the card in such a way. That's so interesting. So this is exactly that. Spirit is offering you this, right? And then you're just not seeing it. That's so interesting. Wow, yeah, exactly. And there's something growing in the background already. This is like self-sustainable. They want you to get to self-sustainability emotionally, not just from the external world. Because see, there are trees growing outside of those vessels here, right? And they're growing up and then they're nourishing themselves. I love it. So growing up, producing the water themselves and nourishing themselves again. And that's where Spirit is trying to take you. So away from external factors, back to yourself, because that's where true emotional fulfillment lies. Okay, Capricorn? That's amazing. And that's a major lesson that's going to bring you so much more peace and harmony and stability. All right, guys, I really hope this was helpful and or insightful to you. There's one more card that I didn't interpret yet, which is again tied into the archery. and such. It looks good, and we're gonna draw more oracle cards over on Vimeo and Patreon for your extended, and see whatever else wants to come out if you would like to follow us over there. Again, I'm available for private readings if you're interested at the moment. And yeah, that's it for now. Much love, guys. Bye.